The hip-hop world is buzzing, and fans are absolutely losing it after Kendrick Lamar claimed yet another major award, leaving Drake visibly shocked and speechless. Social media erupted within minutes, with reaction videos, memes, and hot takes flooding TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fans everywhere are debating whether Kendrick's latest win signals a seismic shift in hip-hop dominance, or if it's just another moment in his legendary career. What's undeniable is that the award has fans talking about power, influence, and legacy, and the reactions are as intense as they are divided. From casual listeners to die-hard hip-hop heads, everyone is weighing in, and the conversation shows no signs of slowing down. The timing of Kendrick's win couldn't have been more dramatic. In a world where accolades are currency, this latest achievement not only cements his artistic mastery but also sends a message to his peers, Drake included. Fans are dissecting every moment of the award show, from Kendrick's acceptance speech to his social media activity immediately afterward, looking for subtle jabs or signs of dominance. The energy online has reached a fever pitch, with trending hashtags and viral clips dominating feeds worldwide. Industry insiders are weighing in, noting that Kendrick's consistent accumulation of awards reinforces his position as a central figure in hip-hop. Every win amplifies his influence, elevates his brand, and solidifies his legacy, while also creating pressure on Drake and OVO to respond. Analysts argue that this isn't just about accolades. It's about narrative control, perception, and cultural authority. Kendrick's ability to continuously achieve recognition keeps him at the forefront of the conversation, forcing other artists to measure themselves against his success. Fans are also reacting emotionally, with debates spilling over into comment sections, fan forums, and social media threads. Some praise Kendrick's artistry and consistency, arguing that is redefining the standards of excellence in hip-hop. Others speculate about Drake's next move, wondering if a new track, statement, or collaboration might be on the horizon to reclaim attention. The tension between celebration and rivalry has created a cultural spectacle, engaging millions and turning the award into more than just a trophy. It's a symbol of influence, respect, and competitive edge. Ultimately, Kendrick's win is more than an achievement, it's a statement. It demonstrates that in hip-hop, dominance isn't just measured by streams or hits, but by influence, recognition, and the ability to command the cultural conversation. Fans can't stop talking, memes are flooding feeds, and Drake's camp is under intense scrutiny, making this moment one of the most talked about in recent memory. Kendrick has not only claimed another award, he's claimed the spotlight, and the world is watching. The music world was left reeling as Kendrick Lamar secured yet another high-profile award, sending shockwaves throughout hip-hop and leaving Drake looking visibly stunned. Fans and critics alike immediately took to social media to dissect the event, replaying clips from the ceremony, analyzing Kendrick's acceptance speech, and speculating about subtle messages aimed at Drake and the OVO camp. In an era where every gesture, lyric, and post can be magnified and interpreted, Kendrick's win became more than just a personal achievement. It was a strategic statement about influence, dominance, and cultural authority. Within hours, hashtags related to the award and the perceived rivalry were trending globally, and reaction videos were going viral across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Fans were debating every nuance of Kendrick's performance, appearance, and words, turning the award into a full-scale cultural event. The timing of Kendrick's win added an extra layer of intrigue. In a highly competitive music landscape, awards are not just accolades. They are symbolic currency that reinforces credibility and power. Kendrick's achievement underscored his consistent ability to dominate the conversation, both musically and culturally, while also indirectly challenging Drake's long-standing position in the industry. Fans speculated whether the award itself was the tipping point in the ongoing perception battle between Kendrick and Drake, a moment that might shift the hierarchy in hip-hop for months or even years. The spectacle of the award show, combined with Kendrick's poised and confident presentation, amplified the perception that he was not just winning awards but asserting dominance in the broader cultural conversation. Industry insiders noted that Kendrick's win was a testament to his artistry, strategic awareness, and brand power. In today's music landscape, Awards serve as indicators of both popularity and influence. For Kendrick, claiming this award reinforced his narrative of mastery and control, showing that he can consistently deliver artistic excellence while also maintaining relevance in a highly competitive environment. Drake and OVO, by contrast, were placed under intense scrutiny, with analysts examining their next moves, potential responses, and ability to maintain influence amid Kendrick's momentum. In this environment, maintaining public perception is almost as critical as creating music itself, and every action, whether a social media post, interview, or future release, is seen through the lens of this ongoing rivalry. Fans reacted immediately and intensely, demonstrating the emotional weight that Kendrick's win carried. TikTok reaction videos, YouTube breakdowns, Instagram memes, and Twitter commentary exploded as users debated what the award signified. Some praised Kendrick's artistry, consistency, and strategic brilliance, while others focused on the perceived impact this had on Drake's status. Conversations extended beyond fandom into cultural commentary, analyzing how awards in modern hip-hop have become markers of narrative control and influence. Fans highlighted every detail, from Kendrick's attire and stage presence to the phrasing of his acceptance speech, interpreting each as a deliberate move in the ongoing cultural chess game. Drake's reaction, or lack thereof, became a focal point for discussion. Analysts and fans noted that remaining silent can be strategic, allowing the narrative to evolve while avoiding public missteps. Yet silence also carries its own risks, as it can be perceived as hesitation or acknowledgement of a shifting power dynamic. Drake's legacy as a dominant figure in mainstream hip-hop adds pressure to his responses. Every track, post, or public appearance is now analyzed for potential commentary on Kendrick's win. OVO, as Drake's collective, also faces the challenge of managing public perception while protecting the brand and its influence in the industry. Every move is scrutinized, turning even casual activity into fodder for speculation and debate. The lyrical and symbolic significance of Kendrick's win became a major point of discussion. Fans and critics alike noted that his artistry is deeply intertwined with messaging and strategy, with every release carefully timed to maximize cultural impact. This award, then, is more than a trophy. It is a declaration of authority, a reinforcement of narrative dominance, and a signal to competitors, demonstrating mastery not only of music but also of perception, strategy, and timing. The human element added depth to the unfolding drama. Kendrick's confidence and composure on stage showcased his awareness of the stakes involved and his ability to navigate them effectively. Drake, in contrast, faced the challenge of responding under intense scrutiny, balancing legacy, fan expectations, and public perception. Fans analyzed body language, social media posts, and public appearances, interpreting every nuance for potential insight into how Drake would react. The high stakes, combined with cultural attention, highlight the pressures of modern celebrity, where influence, perception, and strategic communication are deeply intertwined with artistic output. Ultimately, Kendrick's award win represents more than personal achievement. It is a cultural statement that reshapes narratives in hip-hop. By asserting dominance at a critical moment, he forced both Drake and OVO to operate within a framework defined by his timing, influence, and strategic awareness. Fans, analysts, and industry insiders continue to dissect every development, illustrating how modern hip-hop is as much about narrative control and strategic mastery as it is about musical talent. Kendrick's win reinforces his place at the top of the industry and demonstrates the importance of timing, influence, and perception in shaping the modern cultural conversation. As anticipation builds, the question on everyone's mind remains: how will Drake and OVO respond? Will they release music, make public statements, or wait strategically for the next opportunity to assert their influence? Every potential move carries weight, shaping public perception, cultural authority, and the competitive hierarchy within hip-hop. Kendrick has set the stage for a new chapter in this ongoing narrative, proving that in today's music industry, artistry and strategy go hand in hand, and influence is earned as much through calculated action as through talent and creativity. Fans are watching closely, ready to witness the next explosive development in this high-stakes story. The shockwaves from Kendrick Lamar's latest award win continued to ripple through the hip-hop community, intensifying discussions, debates, and speculation about what this meant for Drake and his OVO collective. The win was more than just a trophy. It became a statement of dominance, timing, and influence, reinforcing Kendrick's position at the top of the industry. Fans were dissecting every moment, from his acceptance speech to the reactions of peers, trying to determine whether Kendrick had purposefully asserted a competitive edge over Drake or simply continued his trajectory of excellence. Online communities exploded with conversations, with reaction videos, memes, and analysis threads flooding TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. From the moment Kendrick stepped on stage to accept the award, his presence commanded attention. Analysts noted that his body language, speech, and composure all reinforced a sense of authority, subtly highlighting his position as a dominant force in hip-hop. The choice of words in his acceptance speech was scrutinized line by line, with fans interpreting every phrase as potentially layered messaging. Some argued that Kendrick was sending a direct message to Drake and OVO, asserting that his influence and artistry are untouchable. Others emphasized that this was simply the next logical step in Kendrick's carefully curated career trajectory, where excellence and strategic awareness go hand in hand. Drake and OVO's camp faced mounting pressure to respond, creating a tense atmosphere that fans and analysts eagerly dissected. In a modern music landscape dominated by public perception, social media, and cultural conversation, any misstep could be magnified. Drake's legacy as a dominant figure in mainstream hip-hop made his response, or strategic restraint, particularly significant. Analysts debated whether he would release a new track, make a public statement, or maintain silence, emphasizing that every move would be interpreted through the lens of Kendrick's recent achievement. OVO's responsibility to protect Drake's brand and maintain influence further complicated the situation, highlighting the delicate balance between strategic communication and artistic output. Fans played a pivotal role in shaping the discourse around the award. Social media platforms became arenas for analysis, speculation, and debate. TikTok reaction videos broke down the acceptance speech. Instagram posts highlighted subtle gestures, and YouTube channels offered in-depth commentary on the cultural implications of Kendrick's win. Hashtags related to the event trended globally, reflecting both the intensity of fan engagement and the broader significance of the moment. Many fans celebrated Kendrick's artistry, consistency, and strategic brilliance, while others speculated on Drake's next move, wondering how the reigning king of mainstream hip-hop would respond to a challenge that felt as much psychological as it did competitive. Industry insiders also weighed in, emphasizing that awards in modern hip-hop carry implications beyond recognition that reflect influence, credibility, and narrative power. Kendrick's ability to claim another award reinforced his authority in the industry, sending a clear message to peers about his dominance. Analysts highlighted that such moments are carefully calculated, blending artistry with strategic positioning. Kendrick's team and brand management understand that recognition translates into influence, creating opportunities for collaborations, sponsorships, and cultural relevance that extend far beyond music alone. The lyrical and symbolic significance of Kendrick's win added another layer to the conversation. Fans and commentators alike analyzed his recent releases for subtle connections, seeing the award as both a culmination of his work and a strategic maneuver to reinforce his narrative. Analysts pointed out that Kendrick's ability to merge artistry with strategy demonstrates the evolution of hip-hop influence. In today's industry, talent alone is not enough. Artists must control narrative, manage perception, and seize cultural moments to maintain dominance. Kendrick's win exemplifies this, showing that success is as much about timing and influence as it is about music. Psychologically, the situation created intense pressure for both Kendrick and Drake. Kendrick's confidence in claiming another award without appearing arrogant reinforced his dominance, while Drake faced the challenge of maintaining relevance, credibility, and influence amid a moment dominated by his peer. Every public action, lyric, or social media interaction became a potential signal, and fans scrutinized each detail, interpreting body language, facial expressions, and subtle cues as indications of strategy or response. This intense public observation highlighted how modern celebrity culture intertwines artistry, perception, and influence, where every move carries potential consequences. Ultimately, Kendrick's award win has reshaped the narrative in hip-hop, forcing Drake and OVO into a position of reactive evaluation. Fans, media, and industry insiders continue to analyze the implications, making this more than just a victory for Kendrick. It's a case study in strategy, influence, and cultural authority. By asserting dominance at a pivotal moment, Kendrick has controlled the conversation, commanded attention, as anticipation builds for the next developments. Fans are left wondering how Drake will respond. Will he release a diss track, make a public statement, or strategically wait to reclaim attention in his own way? Every potential move carries weight, influencing public perception, narrative control, and cultural authority. Kendrick's recent win demonstrates that modern hip-hop success requires mastery not only of music but also of timing, strategy, and perception, and the world is watching every decision unfold in real time. This evolving story promises more drama, analysis, and spectacle, as two of hip-hop's most influential figures navigate a high-stakes game of power, legacy, and dominance. The reverberations from Kendrick Lamar's latest award win continue to dominate conversations across the hip-hop world, with fans, analysts, and industry insiders all weighing in on the implications for Drake and the OVO camp. The award was more than a personal achievement. It became a strategic tool that reinforced Kendrick's dominance and cultural authority while placing Drake under intense public scrutiny. Within hours of the ceremony, social media platforms erupted with reaction videos, live breakdowns, memes, and debates dissecting every moment of Kendrick's performance, acceptance speech, and subsequent social media activity. The intensity of fan engagement demonstrated just how invested the global audience had become in this ongoing narrative, turning an awards show into a real-time cultural chess match. Fans meticulously analyzed Kendrick's body language and tone during the acceptance speech, searching for subtle signals or veiled messages aimed at Drake. Many noted the confidence, poise, and control he displayed, interpreting it as a deliberate statement of authority. Analysts pointed out that Kendrick's ability to command the stage and the moment reflects not only his artistry, but also his understanding of narrative power in modern hip-hop. By combining artistic excellence with calculated timing, he managed to reinforce his relevance and influence while also subtly challenging Drake's long-standing dominance. Every gesture, expression, and word became fodder for discussion, amplifying the cultural impact of the award. Drake's camp found themselves in a difficult position. In the current landscape, public perception is as critical as musical output, and every move is subject to intense scrutiny. Analysts debated whether Drake would respond directly through music, make subtle social media statements, or exercise strategic restraint. OVO, as Drake's collective, had to balance protecting Drake's brand, managing media narratives, and ensuring that any response would not backfire. Every action, from posting to engaging with fans, was analyzed as a potential countermove, creating immense pressure on the camp to navigate the situation with precision. Fans and media alike were eager for any hint of a response, feeding the ongoing cycle of speculation and debate. Social media played a central role in magnifying the impact of Kendrick's win. TikTok reaction videos dissected his speech and performance. Instagram accounts highlighted subtle cues, and YouTube commentators provided in-depth analysis of both the award's significance and its potential implications for Drake and OVO. Hashtags related to the event began trending worldwide, signaling not just the popularity of Kendrick's achievement, but also the degree to which the narrative had captured global attention. Fans debated whether Kendrick's win marked a turning point in hip-hop hierarchy or was simply a continuation of his established dominance. The online frenzy demonstrated how modern hip-hop success is closely intertwined with perception, engagement, and cultural narrative, not just music. Industry insiders emphasize that awards like this carry significance far beyond recognition. They are indicators of influence, credibility, and narrative control. Kendrick's latest win reinforced his position at the top of the industry, consolidating his influence while simultaneously challenging his peers to respond. Analysts highlighted that the award was both a reflection of artistic excellence and a strategic maneuver, blending performance, messaging, and timing to create maximum cultural impact. In doing so, Kendrick demonstrated a masterful understanding of the modern music landscape, where success is measured as much by narrative dominance as by streams, chart positions, or sales. Fans also debated the symbolic meaning behind Kendrick's win, analyzing his past releases, public appearances, and social media posts for subtle connections. Many interpreted the moment as a calculated assertion of dominance, signaling that Kendrick's influence extends beyond music to shaping cultural perception and industry hierarchy. Analysts noted that this type of strategic positioning is becoming increasingly important in hip-hop, where cultural authority, fan engagement, and public perception often define long-term relevance. Kendrick's ability to control the narrative while continuing to deliver high-quality artistry highlights his dual mastery of both music and influence. The psychological dynamics between Kendrick and Drake added another layer to the unfolding story. Kendrick's confidence and calculated assertion of dominance reinforced his position as a cultural authority, while Drake faced the challenge of maintaining credibility and influence under the intense scrutiny of fans, media, and peers. Every lyric, post, or public appearance became a potential statement, and fans closely observed each move for clues about the next phase of the rivalry. The tension underscored the high stakes of modern celebrity, where artistry, strategy, and perception are all inextricably linked. Ultimately, Kendrick's award win serves as a defining moment in hip-hop, one that extends far beyond personal achievement. By asserting dominance at a crucial moment, he controlled the narrative, amplified his influence, and placed Drake and OVO in a reactive position. Fans, analysts, and industry insiders continue to scrutinize developments, interpreting every action, lyric, or social media post as part of a larger story about power, legacy, and strategy. Kendrick's mastery of timing, influence, and cultural relevance illustrates how modern hip-hop success is about far more than music. It's about narrative, perception, and authority. As anticipation builds for Drake's next move, fans are left wondering how the reigning mainstream powerhouse will respond. Will he release a track, make a subtle statement, or wait strategically to reclaim the spotlight? Every decision carries weight, influencing public perception, cultural authority, and competitive hierarchy within hip-hop. Kendrick's recent win has set the stage for the next chapter in this ongoing narrative, proving that in today's music industry, artistry and strategy are inseparable, and influence is earned as much through calculated action as through talent. Fans worldwide are watching closely, waiting for the next explosive development in this high-stakes rivalry. The impact of Kendrick Lamar's recent award win continued to reverberate across the hip-hop world, sparking intense discussions about the implications for Drake and his OVO collective. What began as a celebration of Kendrick's artistry quickly evolved into a cultural spectacle, with fans, critics, and industry insiders dissecting every aspect of the ceremony. From his stage presence to his acceptance speech and subsequent social media activity, every move was analyzed for meaning, strategy, and potential implications for Drake. The award itself became a symbol of dominance, influence, and narrative control, reinforcing Kendrick's position at the top of the industry while leaving Drake and OVO under heightened scrutiny. Social media erupted with reaction videos, memes, and analysis threads, creating a feedback loop that magnified the significance of the event and turned it into a global conversation. Kendrick's command of the stage and the moment was a central talking point among fans and analysts alike. His body language, tone, and delivery exuded confidence and authority, reinforcing the perception that he was not merely celebrating personal achievement, but asserting his cultural dominance. Analysts noted that every detail, from his gestures to the phrasing of his speech, was carefully calibrated to communicate strength, mastery, and influence. Some fans interpreted subtle cues as directed at Drake, suggesting that Kendrick's win was also a strategic move in the ongoing rivalry. Others emphasized that the award was simply a continuation of Kendrick's long-standing excellence, highlighting his ability to maintain relevance and influence over time. Drake and OVO faced the challenge of responding under intense public scrutiny. In the modern music landscape, public perception can carry as much weight as commercial success, and every move is analyzed for its impact on reputation and influence. Analysts speculated on potential responses, debating whether Drake would release new music, make a public statement, or strategically remain silent. OVO, responsible for managing Drake's brand and ensuring that the narrative remains favorable, had to balance caution with the need to maintain competitive positioning. Every tweet, post, or collaboration was examined for hidden messages or potential countermoves, creating a tense environment where even small actions could have significant implications. The role of fans in shaping the narrative cannot be overstated. Social media platforms became arenas for analysis, speculation, and debate. TikTok reaction videos broke down Kendrick's speech and performance. Instagram posts highlighted subtle visual cues, and YouTube commentators provided detailed examinations of the award's cultural significance. Hashtags related to the event trended globally, reflecting the widespread engagement and intense interest in the unfolding story. Fans debated the implications of Kendrick's win for Drake's status, with some celebrating Kendrick's artistry and consistency, while others speculated on how Drake might reclaim influence. This engagement highlights how modern hip-hop culture is deeply participatory, with audiences actively interpreting and influencing the conversation. Industry insiders emphasize that Kendrick's win represents more than artistic recognition. It is a statement of power, credibility, and narrative authority. Awards in modern hip-hop serve as both validation and strategic leverage, reinforcing an artist's influence while shaping public perception. Kendrick's achievement demonstrates his mastery of not only music but also timing, perception, and cultural awareness. Analysts noted that such wins are carefully orchestrated, leveraging artistry and strategic insight to maximize impact. By securing this award, Kendrick reinforced his dominance and created pressure on competitors to respond effectively, illustrating the intersection of talent, strategy, and cultural influence in contemporary hip-hop. The psychological dimension of this scenario added depth to the unfolding drama. Kendrick's confidence and composure reinforced his position as a cultural authority, while Drake faced the challenge of maintaining credibility, influence, and relevance under intense scrutiny. Fans closely monitored both artists' public appearances, social media activity, and music releases, interpreting each action as part of an ongoing narrative. The situation underscores the high stakes of modern celebrity, where artistry, strategy, and perception are deeply intertwined, and every decision has the potential to influence legacy and public perception. Moreover, the symbolic significance of Kendrick's win extends beyond individual rivalry. Fans and commentators have highlighted the way this moment reshapes narratives within hip-hop, demonstrating that success is now measured not only by streams and hits but also by cultural impact and narrative control. Kendrick's ability to dominate attention while maintaining artistic integrity exemplifies the evolution of influence in music, where perception, strategy, and audience engagement are as crucial as lyrical skill. The award, therefore, functions as both recognition of past achievements and a statement of ongoing dominance, signaling Kendrick's ability to shape the conversation in his favor. Ultimately, Kendrick's award win is a defining moment that reinforces his position as a central figure in modern hip-hop. Fans debated whether Kendrick's victory was a direct challenge to Drake or merely a continuation of his legacy of excellence, with online forums dissecting every phrase and performance choice for hidden meaning. The collective response showcased how modern hip-hop culture thrives on interpretation, participation, and engagement, turning a single award into a global conversation. Drake and OVO were placed under immense pressure as the cultural spotlight shifted to Kendrick. Analysts speculated about potential responses, weighing the risks and benefits of releasing music, making a public statement, or exercising strategic silence. Drake's reputation and legacy added another layer of complexity, as any misstep could be magnified under public scrutiny, potentially impacting credibility, influence, and fan perception. OVO, tasked with protecting the brand and guiding Drake's public narrative, faced a delicate balancing act. maintaining competitive positioning while avoiding any move that could backfire. Fans and media closely watched every social media post, interview, or collaboration announcement, interpreting each as a potential strategic maneuver or commentary in the ongoing narrative. The psychological implications of Kendrick's win further fueled the conversation. His confident stage presence and composure reinforced his image as a dominant figure in hip-hop, while Drake was now tasked with navigating public perception under intense pressure. Every public action became part of the narrative, from lyrics to social media activity, creating a high-stakes environment where influence, perception, and artistic output intersect. Fans scrutinized both artists, searching for clues that might reveal intentions, strategy, or the next step in the unfolding rivalry. The intensity of this scrutiny illustrates how celebrity and influence in modern hip-hop are not just about music. They are about timing, strategy, and cultural authority. Industry observers emphasize that Kendrick's win represents more than personal achievement. It is a strategic assertion of cultural power. Awards serve as markers of influence, credibility, and narrative control, and Kendrick has leveraged this moment to reaffirm his position at the top of the industry. Analysts pointed out that his success reflects an understanding of how influence operates in the modern music landscape, blending artistic excellence with strategic awareness to maximize cultural impact. This combination of talent and calculated positioning has made Kendrick not just a celebrated artist, but a figure capable of shaping the conversation, setting trends, and influencing peers. Fans have also been deeply engaged in interpreting the symbolic significance of the award. Many view the moment as a deliberate reinforcement of Kendrick's dominance, highlighting how artistry, strategy, and perception intertwine in contemporary hip-hop. Observers noted that this kind of strategic achievement elevates the award beyond recognition, turning it into a statement about authority, influence, and control over narrative. In doing so, Kendrick has not only validated his past work, but has also set a precedent for how moments of recognition can be used to solidify cultural and competitive positioning. The ongoing dynamic between Kendrick and Drake underscores the evolving nature of influence in hip-hop. Talent alone is no longer sufficient to maintain dominance. Artists must also control narrative, manage perception, and strategically assert their position in the cultural hierarchy. Kendrick's latest award exemplifies this evolution, demonstrating that true influence requires the ability to merge artistry, timing, and strategy into a cohesive display of authority. Every lyric, gesture, and public interaction becomes part of a larger story, one in which Kendrick has clearly set the tone. Ultimately, Kendrick's award win represents a defining moment in contemporary hip-hop, asserting his dominance and compelling Drake and OVO into a reactive stance. Fans, media, and industry analysts continue to dissect every move, making this event more than a recognition of talent. It is a lesson in influence, strategy, and cultural authority. By seizing attention at a critical moment, Kendrick has reinforced his relevance, shaped the conversation, and asserted his power within the competitive landscape of hip-hop. As anticipation builds, the world is waiting to see how Drake will respond. Will he release a song, issue a public statement, or bide his time strategically to reclaim influence? Every choice carries weight, shaping public perception, narrative control, and cultural authority. Kendrick's win has set the stage for the next chapter in this high-stakes story, proving that modern success in hip-hop is as much about strategy and influence as it is about music and artistry. Fans across the globe remain glued to the drama, ready to witness the next defining moment in a rivalry that continues to captivate the